Hey, welcome back to Mount Pleasant Farm, and good afternoon. We're going to go this afternoon really quickly and run around my trail camera course here, the one I always run to check cameras, check batteries and all that. So why don't you come along. One thing I forgot to mention is at the end of this video I'm going to have some pictures rolling in case we see anything good out there in this trail camera pull. Pardon that rooster. I'll put them at the end of this video for you to watch. So I've got 11, I think it's 11 trail cameras on the property. Got 20 acres, and I've got them posted up around the field edges, and got some down in the swamp area. You know, a lot of places we expect to see deer moving in and out. So just gonna walk around here and I'll stop at each one, kind of show you the setup. There's our beehives that the beekeepers keeps on our property. Pretty cool. So as you can see, there's that first trail camera straight there on the tree. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's right there on that tree. But you know, see how high the grass is on the edge of that field. So that needs to be trimmed down. I brought a machete for that. A mower would be better, but you want it clear so we can get the pictures of the deer walking by in the field. You get things cleared out and you actually get to the camera. Remember, you're checking for, likely you're going to change out the batteries if this is the first time you've checked your cameras this year. And also you know, swap out that SD card and make sure the date and time are right, because you know, you've been through a couple time changes now probably, and you want to make sure the camera is accurate. So good and bad news here. This camera here, the SD card is full, but the battery level is 77%. So I'm going to swap a card, check the date, and move on. Okay, so this one I had to update the time on it, and also you're making sure that you've got nice clean your PIR, your passive infrared window, which is right here. And then down here, of course, the camera lens. You want to make sure that's clear. Once you're good, then move on to the next one. Taking a shortcut here. Okay, so we got a camera in this spot here, right in front of it. One big bush of grass. Now that grass will blow around in the wind. It'll make that camera trigger all day long and burn up your battery and your SD card. So I'm going to clear all this stuff out and then tend to the camera. Okay, so something else to note here on trail camera placement. I try to put a trail camera by every one of my stands, so you kind of get the idea of what the deer activity is around your stand. I also try to keep, if possible, it's not always possible, but I try to have the trail cameras and the stands kind of facing northerly. That way, as the day goes by, that sun is always at your back, and you also don't get any trail camera interference from the sun being straight on the trail camera, which can also cause false triggers. So remember that one little tip. Stands, cameras, if possible, and if it works for the situation, have them facing north. Okay, so I want to give you an example here of what you can expect when you buy a cheap trail camera. Okay, so this is a trail camera you can get off of Amazon for like $200 for 4 of them. You get them in a set from, like I said, Amazon. So this has been sitting out here all year. It's hardly been opened, only been looked at a couple times. And as you can see, it's got water inside the lens there. First of all, inside the flash. Okay, and I open it up. I've already opened it once, so I may not do it again. But I opened it up, and water, as you see, is dripping out of it. And it's not just water, it's rusty water coming out. See, the inside window is fogged on the inside, so this has been leaking. It's obviously been compromised. I don't know if the batteries are good or bad. I've taken an SD card out of it at one time, probably because the batteries were dead. There's literally water coming out of where the SD card goes. So I don't know the condition of the batteries. They're probably dead, who knows. The bottom line is, I'm not putting batteries or an SD card in this camera. This camera is going to be trashed. So don't waste your time with these. Buy a Moultrie, buy at least a Wild Game camera. Those are good cameras for very little money. You start getting a little bit in the bargain basement kind of stuff. You know, I've got one of these down in the swamp that may be just as bad, or it might be working fine. We'll see. And I'll let you know when I get down there. But this kind of pisses me off because this camera's almost brand new and it's full of water. So, you know, sometimes you get what you pay for. You know, it seems like a great deal at the time, but this camera won't even power up. Could be batteries, but if there's water inside, you can guarantee it's not going to be any good. Now we're going to go down into what I call the pit or the swamp. It's an old gravel pit. It usually collects water, but it's been so dry this year that there's no water down here. It looks kind of daunting when you first look at it, but I'm going to hack a couple of these branches away, and you see there's a nice trail up there that goes down. And here's about 15 feet down in here and about 4 acres. Big deer sanctuary. See, the swamp is dry down here. So be easy walking to get to where my stand is down here and a couple of my cameras. Side of the coin here, here's another Blaze video camera from Amazon. And this one is fine. It doesn't have any water intrusion, and it's seems to be functioning properly. There's no SD card in it right now, but I'm gonna check it out, check the batteries and all that, and I'll keep it going here. Okay, so that pretty much sums up my routine for going and checking trail cameras. You get yourself into a groove, you go around your property, hit all your cameras in order, make sure they're clean, make sure they're charged, get the SD card swapped out, and make sure the information is correct on the camera for date and time, so you've got an accurate depiction of when those deer are hitting your spots. Until next time, I appreciate y'all watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share with your friends, and as always, keep getting after it.